So this is a video, a brief one, on how to do exhaust manifolds on an LS engine. So this one's a 5.3. First thing I did is make sure I had the parts I needed. So here's the Dorman part numbers for the exhaust manifolds. This one's a 2004. Then here's the part number for the bolts. Those are 13 millimeters when you go to put them back in. The bolts that hold the manifold in are a 10 millimeter. As you can see, I was able to get all of them out. On the other side, I had one that prior experience shows you ain't going to get out without sending the head off to a machine shop. So I used this Dorman part number here. It's a manifold clamp. It's the one that goes on the end of the head. Basically to save the customer a lot of money. And that was their primary concern, because this is not a cheap job. So first things you want to do, you want to begin by taking your wheels and tires off, taking your inner fenders off to get everything in there. You'll need to pull your dipstick out on this side. Now we're doing plugs and wires while we're doing it, so I just cut the wires off and ripped them out because they were breaking anyway. Then I unhooked the oxygen sensor, and you take the converters down to give you access to get the manifolds out on the passenger side, on the driver's side, because the passenger side will actually come out through this hole here. Once you get the exhaust manifolds dropped and the drive shaft removed, there are two aluminum plates. This one is for the passenger side, and I'll go around over here to the driver's side, and it's right here. That's why you take the converter and the drive shaft out first, because it's a lot easier to get to those lower bolts on this, to remove those so that you can get to the rear bolts on the manifold. And this one is the side that we had to put the bracket on. There's two bolts that go into the back of the head to hold that bracket on. I've got another video that shows you how to do it. Fortunately, I was able to get all of the bolts out of this except for one. It's not real difficult. The ones that came off were not in really bad shape, but he had two broken ones, and I know it's hard to focus, but these are the ones that came out. They're 10 millimeters. The Dorman parts come with complete gaskets. Now, as far as installation, what I do is I take the gasket and I notch the bottom out of this one here and this one here on the gasket. Then I install the manifold loosely using these two bolts here and here. Then I slide the gasket down in behind it. Then I get all my bolts started by hand, and then I tighten them all up and put it back together. So hopefully this helps some of you guys. It's not an in-depth detailed video. It's just basic instructions on how to do the job. So if you can fix your own crap, do it. It'll save you a lot of money. This job, if things would have went really bad, could have ended up costing well over $2,000, because I'm not going to sit here and take all these bolts out of the head. If they all break off, I'm going to pull the heads. I'm going to send it off to a machine shop, because at 200,000 miles, it's not really going to make a difference if you do that or not. It's going to actually just be preventative maintenance at that point. So, I recommend you do this job before you have broken bolts. The reason why these things break is, if you'll notice in here, every one of these are split where each port goes together. The reason for that is because those manifolds warp. And when they warp, they start vibrating the bolts and they break the heads off. So hopefully that'll help you guys. Have a good day.